Okay, so I'm recording this in the fall 2025 semester where we've had a lot of students who are juniors and seniors now are finding that their licenses are running out. Some of that is behind the scenes. IT at the college changed who's the administrator and how the license works. Also, Autodesk changed that too. So I am currently the person who basically checks you off to be in the class and be able to download it. So I have kind of a portal here behind the scenes where I add your email. I've already added all the juniors. I'm going to add the seniors kind of when I'm done with this video. So then you may or may not get an email behind the scenes saying you're now verified. I can tell on my end through a portal that you've been verified. I'm not going to bring that screen up because it's going to show your emails and I want to keep your privacy. But if you don't get the email and you can't install it, double check with me. There's a way again behind the scenes where I email Autodesk and be like, yes, this student is legit. But generally, the folks who kind of have done this before, you've kind of been the test cases, it's gone fine. A couple of them we have had to email Autodesk, but again, then you're all set to go. So the next thing you need to do, I know it sounds crazy, but you have to remove the old Autodesk you have on there. So probably for a lot of you, it's 2024. So you're going to type in add down here at the bottom or remove programs, and you'll see then that comes up right there. All right, you're going to have a list of all the apps that you have installed on your laptop. You're going to scroll down to where you see Autodesk, AutoCAD. If you can't find it, like me, what you just do is type in Autodesk and it'll come up. Oh, you got to spell it right too. Autodesk. All right, here we go. All right, so here's all my Revit. Here's my Autodesk Real DWG shared. This is the one that I've installed. So if you want to uninstall it, you're going to click here and type in uninstall. I'm not going to do that. Remember, you are uninstalling AutoCAD Architecture 2024. This is the current one we want to use. So I'm advising everybody to strip it off first because otherwise kind of the licensing gets a little confused on our end. Once it's uninstalled, so you're going to close this down. Then you're going to go back to the Autodesk login. So basically just type in Autodesk. You should see yourself pop up here. If not, make sure you log in. You're going to click on where your name is here. And then you're going to go to products and services. Mine's going to look slightly different from yours, but I'm just going to show you the steps of where to find it. Then you're going to see all the software that you are allowed to download. All right, so for those of you who are not sophomores in fall of 2025, for those of you who are juniors and seniors, your process for updating your license is a little bit different than what we did with the sophomores in the fall. You're going to be getting a link to and basically a license for what's called AutoCAD, including specialized tool sets. And I know for years and years, I've harped on you to make sure you're downloading AutoCAD architecture and nothing else, because that's all that we need in our program. But now it's all bundled together. So what you're getting is AutoCAD, including specialized tool sets. That includes AutoCAD architecture. So once you kind of get that first install and like permissions to do so, you see here under 24 services, here's all the things that includes. So right there, there's AutoCAD architecture. So when you download this AutoCAD install executable, you're going to get a pop-up that's going to then give you a check off list. And that's when you want to make sure to check off AutoCAD architecture. You can download the other stuff if you want, but you don't need it and don't clutter up your laptops with it. Once it's downloaded too, remember it's going to auto install 3 icons. So I've already deleted my 2. Usually there's 3 of these red A's. The one that we want to keep is AutoCAD architecture, and you can either get the 2025 or the 2026. I'll talk about that in a second. And you want to keep English US Imperial. The other 2 that you're going to just delete the icons off of your screen are US Global, because that's still metric. And then I think there's one that just says like metric. And so those 2, you're going to delete the icons from your screen just so you're not inadvertently opening the wrong one, but instead you're working in AutoCAD English US Imperial. The other thing when you get to the download is I think when you get to the AutoCAD architecture, I think it might automatically give you 2026, which isn't a big deal. There have been some issues behind the scenes with it crashing more for people, but it is also faster. So if you have a choice between 2025 and 2026, You just decide yourself. Most of the sophomores are running 2025. We haven't had any problem. One student is running 2026. She had a glitch that was pretty common. We Googled it, we fixed it, we're good to go. But some of the seniors who were already the test case for this have downloaded 2026, and so far they're doing fine. And like I said, the reports are that it is faster, which is great for those of you who already know it, but it's a little bit more glitchy. So that's why I had the sophomores download 2025, just because I figured as they're learning, we don't want to make it harder on everybody's brains with things crashing on us. But for those of you who, you might prefer speed as a senior, since you kind of know what you're doing now too. All right. If there are issues with this, and especially if there's multiple issues with multiple people, what we're going to try to do is I will come in at the beginning or end of your classes with Anthony and Lynn, and we'll kind of troubleshoot all together. Also, keep a heads up. So our license is actually changing during the winter break. So there may be some hiccups as we start up the spring semester, but what we'll again do is we'll kind of troubleshoot it all together. I'm going to be updating the licensing, like I said, over the break. Hopefully all goes well and we don't see any changes in it, but you might need to be doing the same kind of process with Revit, because again, I'm licensed to have AutoCAD, AutoCAD architecture, and also Revit. So then it's all part of the same kind of licensing agreement. So if we need to update it, I will again make a help video, or we'll come in person and just make sure all the classes get kind of up to speed together.